Historically, what has brought people to Chowchilla is farming, and then we have two prisons very close to each other. I'm personally someone who has referred patients on the outside to equine therapy. Someone may not be able to verbalize how they're feeling, but when you put them with an animal, the nonverbals are so important. I think anytime we can bring in alternate therapies, it's a great idea.
Women groups or groups primarily with women have a way of being very nurturing and comforting, and I think there's a lot more roots for bonding, especially us being women, that it felt like it clicked a lot easier. The whole environment was just smoother and quieter almost, not necessarily sound-wise, but like energy-wise.
A lot of people have unaddressed mental health issues or therapy needs. And I mean, this is like the most direct, productive way I think that you can sort of speak to the soul or get healing.
Horses have the ability to tell your heart rate from 4 feet away, right? So they know how you're approaching them, whether you do or not.
Rehabilitation for me is just giving people second chances, giving them the skills and education that they need to come out of here a better person than they were when they got here.
This is groundbreaking, it's healing, and you've seen us out there, we were crying. It's like, we're emotional, and I think that it brings out the humanity and the other side of us from being in this dull environment.
Working with the horses, it has reminded me to get out of my head and live through my heart.
Healing comes in all different forms, so ultimately I think our goal as a psychologist is we always want healing. We never know what something might trigger inside someone. The hope is just teaching them new ways of interacting and experiencing their feelings in a healthy way.
Because it was quiet, because it was luscious grass, it invited the group to be more relaxed.
They said that before we came here, the animals were like, they ruled this place, and that all the ancient spiritual knowledge is with them. So in order to gain that spiritual knowledge, you have to create a relationship to them so you could have that for yourself and for your people. One of the first things I asked the horse was, you think your ancestors knew mine? Somehow, some way, grandfather decided that a horse and an Indian needed to be united today, you know? So that was pretty cool. This group of people and the people that taught this group, there was no pecking order, there was no judgment, everybody was treated the same. That's the first time I've ever experienced that in prison.
Every single inmate that I meet or talk to every day, I like to build them up. We don't talk about their past, we don't talk about anything like that, we talk about their future. And they've been down so long, we need to tell them how important they are and that they will be good citizens and give them the equipment or the knowledge to do so.
I've gone through life, you know, hearing that I'm a bad person, you know, there's nothing good. A lot of us go through that in here, and we feel that because we're here for our crimes. You know, some of us, like me, I participated in my crime, and I carry that with me. I carry a lot of shame, I carry a lot of guilt, I have a lot of remorse. And the fact that she stood with me, like, was just confirmation that, like, I'm not bad. Because she knows it, and that's why she stood with me. Because they have to be, they're not really trusting. They have to know and know it's okay to be next to somebody. So the fact that I could say that and let that out there, and she just stood with me, didn't pull away, she carried me. And so I felt like that was an amazing experience for me. It was freeing for me on the inside. Like confirmation that I have changed and I am a different person, and I'm not that person. I'm not the choice that I made.
People make a lot of assumptions about people who are incarcerated, and they don't recognize that they all have a history, and a lot of them have endured significant trauma. Seeing the small growths that our patients make, that's what keeps me going. That's what fuels my soul and gets me to work every day, is watching them progress.
I think rehabilitation really just comes down to believing in yourself and your own self-worth. Having lived it and experienced it and come through 20 years of it, it's hard to have that hope for yourself. When someone reaches out a hand in kindness and says, I want to help you, that makes it that much easier to say, you know what, I do want to take that step. People do want to change.
How much weight can a horse carry? In my experience, a horse can carry an infinite amount. They can carry the weight of broken hearts, broken homes, and broken bodies. Countless tears sometimes comb their tangled manes. Moments when parents and friends cannot be there to help and hold a person, horses embrace and empower. They carry physical, mental, and emotional handicaps. They carry hopes and dreams, and they will carry stress from your day when you cannot carry it anymore. They will carry you to success when all you have felt is failure. If you let them, they will carry you through life. And life is hard. Life is heavy. But a horse will make you feel weightless under it all.
Furry companions connect me with my higher power. So just to be around them was just amazing, an amazing experience.
I think that this is a hugely impactful program. Having an unconditional experience with, you know, the animals, it reminds you that I do have the capability of having a good character, having integrity, being a trustworthy person. And it gives people that hope, that spark inside them to say, I can be a better person and I want to be a better person.
You're gonna keep yourself safe if you love yourself, and you are less likely to go back to previous behaviors when you want to keep yourself safe and you want to love yourself. And so I think the main thing that I hope they take from the program is self-worth and self-love. I think the second thing I hope they take from the program is the drive to continue to commit to personal development with open arms and open minds.
Every single person on this earth deserves a second chance. We get to see women that are working hard behind the scenes. They're getting their AA degrees, their bachelor's degrees. They've received their master's degrees at this institution. They're getting their GEDs and high school diplomas.
I would say life is not hopeless. I don't have to be held hostage to what's going on right now, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking, but I can also choose to make a decision that will change the course of my life.
I think I really enjoyed the experience of seeing familiar faces, these guys that have been with us through the journey. They're excited to see us, we're excited to see them. To be able to be in that moment where they're proud of their vulnerability and they're moved and emotional and appreciative is like the ultimate reward that I think somebody can experience.
Seeing a horse in a prison is so different. Our participants here can be, very tough and have a very hard shell. And they were intimidated by the horse. A person and an animal that are both very strong and can be very strong and both very gentle.
In prison, the insensitivity is very callous in here. And I really don't need anybody in prison to sustain myself. But what I do need in prison, I can't get it. The last person who gave me what I needed was my mama, and that was real love. And the horses made me feel like I was loved.
Been waiting for you guys to come back, wait for the horses to come back. Almost died, wound up in the hospital for 3 days, liver failure. This program has everything to do with me still being here, because if you guys didn't show up, I wasn't planning on really going any further. I didn't really care. Been sober since then. I try to keep my mind outside.
Everything that I've seen from the guys that are involved, the guys either break down and cry, take them back to their childhood when they've either been to a farm. It brings them back to a sense of not being in prison. I think it's something that these guys can look forward to.
Donovan can be a hard institution to work with sometimes just because it's so big, there's so many moving parts. They took a chance on us. They were the first program that invited us in and has supported us and continued to support us. And so I think it only feels right to the program, the institution, as well as the individuals we serve to keep coming back.
The horse project actually yanked that mask off that I've been having trouble taking off, you know. The human race had forgot about us, that they'd written us off. And yet, you know, animals, you know, they would come in here and, you know, and wanted to be part of us. It hadn't it been for these horses coming here, I think I'd still be doing the things that I was doing in the past.
We really were the first institution nationwide to be on a level 4 yard to offer the equine therapy. It had been done at other institutions, but never on a maximum security yard. I am very proud of the residents also of how well they took to the program and how open they were to participating in something that was so new.
They're free. They're in prison right now, but they don't know they're in prison. I thought about that, you know, and I thought I could be the same way. I could be here in prison, but not have a prison mentality, and I could be here in prison and be alive.
There's a lot of guys that if you just treat them as a person and you know, just bring in the human aspect, you can build a rapport. Why not want to change everybody for the better, giving them something else to look forward to?
I mean, I think just seeing the overall like vulnerability and trust that these men who are like so neglected and like pushed to the corner of our world trust us and care about us to be vulnerable in our space.
It's up to you whether you want to learn about yourself, and you want to educate yourself, and you want to be a better person, because it's offered here, you know. And when they offered this, I came. Because people want to talk about how they're feeling. People want to talk about their emotions.
Healing is forgiveness. Like, you have to forgive yourself and forgive the people in your life to move on from anything.
We still feel. I was taught my whole life not to feel, and I want to feel. It's like you got a sealed up heart. This program and being with the horses is like, can put little cracks in the heart to allow things to get inside and also allow things to come out. Because what everybody doesn't see is when guys will walk up to the horses and they'll have some words with the horses when nobody else is watching, and they'll break down.